Too many people don't really understand the meaning of mindset. It's really an undervalued and misunderstood term, actually. When you hear the word mindset, you may think that it's something superficial, like putting a happy face sticker onto a problem. But it goes far deeper than that. Your mindset pervades far from just what's going on in your mind. Even if you aren't intending to, it affects the way people see you and react to you as a person. It affects your physiology. We'll talk about that in this episode. This is Lucy Gable, integrative leadership coach and trainer, author, speaker, and professor at the George Washington University School of Medicine grad program. And this is my podcast, Leadership, Life, Health, and Happiness. Thanks for chiming in on the last episode about COVID research. There are decisions that are best made with good data. And so hopefully you found the data I gave you in the last episode useful. I got some great questions and comments on all of the social media channels, and I'm putting together part 2, taking into consideration all of your responses. So look forward to that in just a couple weeks. Now, let's take a deeper look at mindset. A lot of the work I do with my leadership clients is on mindset, because everything that we do as leaders always comes back to mindset. Mindset is the foundational piece of how you come across. And if you don't have a leadership mindset, then you aren't going to come across as a leader. And the way that you affect the people around you, the work that you do, also depends on your mindset. Let me give you an example. One of my clients was facing a difficult meeting. She was going to have to tell the team some things that were going to be difficult for them to hear. And when we started talking about this, her mindset was that the team was not going to like what she had to say. And they were probably going to be so upset with her that they jump over her and talk to her boss, because that was the company culture. Now, we could have gotten deep into the weeds about how she could predict what they were thinking and how she could say things in ways that could please everybody. But you could see here how that really starts us getting into this huge ball of yarn, basically. There are infinite ways that people could react and infinite reasons why people might be motivated or not motivated to accept what she had to say or not accept what she had to say, right? So going into all those details is just going to be useless. Instead, we talked about her mindset about going into that meeting. And we got into why she wanted to say what she was going to say. There were obvious reasons why she had to tell the people at this meeting the things that she was planning on telling them. And none of the reasons were mean-spirited. She truly did want everything to work out for everyone. Once we examined her reasons for having the meeting and her intentions for what would come out of the meeting at the end, then she started to have a different mindset. So instead of having a mindset of fear, frustration, anxiety about this meeting, her mindset was more about how she was going to go in to talk to the team about how she was there for them, to help them in any way they needed help to get their jobs done. Can you see how walking into the meeting with that kind of mindset would end up in her presenting herself like a leader, instead of walking into a meeting with a mindset of how everyone's going to hate this, everyone's going to hate me, this is going to be so bad? Can you tell how one of these mindsets will have her presenting herself with a leadership style? The mindset that she sets for herself will create the way she talks, the posture that she takes, the facial expressions that she'll make, and all of that is going to affect how she's perceived by the people in the meeting, and how they then respond to her. Now I'm out and about because I need to move and think. There's one other thing about mindset that goes a lot deeper that not many people know about or even think about. You see, it goes hand in hand with the fact that it feels like some people just have it naturally, that leadership ability, and feels like some people just don't have it naturally. And yes, there are people that grew up with good examples and had a certain life that gave them this natural ability. But anyone can become the kind of leader that they want to be. It's just that if you haven't grown up with the examples of the ideal leader, you have to figure it out for yourself. But in a way, that's a great thing because you have a blank slate and you can pick and choose the qualities that you want. And many people that have something naturally, they don't bother to examine what about that natural ability they might want to emphasize and what they might want to turn down. And that natural ability is, in a large part, mindset. But the mindset goes much deeper than just what you're thinking about. We don't think that the mindset is actually embodied in our physiology. Mindset is not just thinking positive thoughts. It's embodying the experience. It's how you feel when you're in that situation that's difficult. When you're talking to your team, do you feel like a leader or do you feel like you just want to pull the covers up over your head and be in bed? When you're talking to your own leadership team, people above you, do you feel like a leader or do you feel like you'd rather be on the couch watching TV? Because these feelings in your body come across in how you act. And people that are receiving your information are feeling it too. When these points are brought to light, a lot of times they come across as foofy or woo-woo or touchy-feely, but they're not at all. Sometimes they're called your vibe. It's like a vibe you're giving. But it's not touchy-feely or woo-woo or foofy. It's real, and you've been around it yourself. You know, when someone's saying something, but you don't get the feeling that they mean what they're saying, or what they say doesn't hit you deep enough to move you to want to join along with what they're asking. And yet when someone really feels what they're sharing with you, you feel it too. You catch their vibe, you catch their passion, you catch their emotion. This is not something to think lightly of. This is really valuable information that not a lot of people think about. But it is something that I work with my clients on. It's a very deep level of getting to know yourself and making conscientious choices about what you're thinking and how you're being with other people. And that starts with your mindset, and it goes into your physiology and how you present, how you come across. And that's really what leadership is, isn't it? It's not just what someone's talking about, it's what they are making you feel. If you're thinking about working on that, on yourself, one of the first things to do is what I do with my clients, and that is sit in a chair, ground your feet, ground your body in the chair, feel your body, breathe deeply for a few moments until you feel the stress leaving your body, at least to the level that it can in a few moments. And then envision yourself in that situation and envision the absolute best possible outcome. That's the first place to start. And the work doesn't end with just one repetition of those practices. It really must go on, especially if you really want to make a big shift. It takes time and practice. It takes some courage. It takes energy. And you get there You do. And I'll say one of the most satisfying things that I've ever done in my life was to work on myself on that kind of a level where the beliefs I had about how the world works, about how competent or valuable I am, I was able to shift those beliefs into something much bigger and better and brighter. And my leadership experiences went right along with that. It's great when you're having experiences that you can use to insert your new beliefs and your new ideas and visions into, and that further solidifies how you present who you are. And it solidifies your mindset. I've had many clients who just started in new leadership positions and want to come across as a certain kind of leader. The kind of person you want to be that person because deep inside, it is who you are. You have to line up your mindset with the person that you want to be. And you have to find a way that is the path of least resistance. Once we figure out where the disconnect is, and we talk about creative ways that they can be that person that they ultimately want to be. And from there, what we're really doing is just bringing out the best of that person. I would be remiss if I didn't bring this much deeper piece of mindset into this episode. Your mindset affects your health on a very deep level. I've seen this in so many incidences with people throughout my career in the health side of my profession. And positive thoughts come from a positive mindset, which releases hormones into your body that, frankly, can do miraculous things. I just had lunch with a friend who reminded me of how he battled cancer and he was given just 10% chance of living another month. And now he is years into remission. He wouldn't have been here today if he hadn't first had made a decision that he was going to win that battle. And second, putting his mindset into that place. And he'll have his own story to share with you in his own book in the future. And I have so many other stories to share about people's mindset and how they overcame health issues. It's not the only thing we need to do, but it does matter a lot. And research is diving into how that works. Have you been working on your mindset? It's an ongoing event. If you're always growing, no doubt you're always encountering new reasons to work on it. If you like this episode, give it a like or 5 stars. Let me know in the comments what kind of work you've been doing on your mindset lately and what you'd like to hear about next. This is Lucy Gable. I'll talk to you next time.